The whole region's tied to coal. Consequently, every family is tied to coal. Visitors admire the way people work here, especially those who are seeing it for the first time. You can bring benefit to the enterprise, and naturally, if you benefit the enterprise, you benefit the country. I believe this is our best youth. This is the elite of the Russian Federation. Economic growth, a historic industrial breakthrough. Russia's new generation faces many tasks and new heights to reach. These results are based on traditions, on the experience of older generations, those who once began the processes of industrial modernization. They have been succeeded by a new group, proactive, creative, ready to write a new, great history for the enterprises in their cities and their country. A forge for effective personnel, a new shift. The Kemerovo region, the industrial heart of Russia. Nature has generously endowed this territory with minerals and amazingly beautiful landscapes. One of the world's largest coal deposits is located here. That is why the region received its second official name, the Novokuznetsk coal basin, or Kuzbass. It is a giant industrial complex for mining and processing coal, iron ore and other raw materials, for metallurgy and the construction industry. Dozens of mines and open-pit mines operate here. Coke is produced here, a crucial raw material for making pig iron. And tons of metal are poured. 3 centuries have passed since the region's coal wealth was first developed. A special period in history was the Great Patriotic War, when the mines of Kuzbas supplied the country with necessary coal and metal day and night. Several cities in the Kemerovo region hold the title City of Labor Valor and Glory. Among them are Kemerovo, Novokuznetsk and Prokopyevsk. Prokopyevsk is the oldest city in Kuzbas. On the very first day of the Great Patriotic War, more than 80 miners' wives came to the local mines to help their husbands haul coal and clear mine workings. And when the men left for the front, women replaced them, becoming mining foremen, hewers, blasters, and machine operators. They did not fear the long days of hard work, knowing this labor was for victory. During the war, coal production in Kuzbas grew by almost 8 million tons per year, and its share of the Soviet Union's coal production rose from 13.8% to nearly 21%. In those years, Kuzbas became the main supplier of coal, metal, and military products. 50,000 tanks and 45,000 aircraft were built from the steel smelted here. I was born in Prokopyevsk and studied mine surveying at the mining college. A mine surveyor is a person who measures mine workings, calculates volumes, and sets the direction for excavations. From 2018 to the present day, I have been working as the technical director. When I arrive at the open pit mine, we meet with the chief engineer, the enterprise director, and the production deputy. We review the fulfillment of planned targets, monthly targets, quarterly and annual. We inspect the state of industrial safety. We discuss future directions. We might make some operational changes to the work. In Prokopyevsk, a small city with a huge labor history, the coal mining company Meltek operates, a producer of competitive, world-class products. Our company consists of 5 open-pit coal mines and 1 washing plant. Our company's reserves amount to more than 365 million tons. The depth of this pit is over 250 meters, which is comparable to a 100-story skyscraper. 15 coal seams are being mined at this enterprise. The enterprise's balance reserves amount to over 40 million tons, which will ensure the enterprise's operation for more than 20 years. To remain among the successful coal companies in the region, Meltek is implementing comprehensive development of its enterprises. The material base is being equipped and modern machinery is being purchased. Now, the process has changed. Now the equipment is more modern and high performance. New equipment naturally means comfortable conditions, larger bucket capacity, and the haulage volume has also increased. It has become much easier to work. I came exactly 9.5 years ago to earn a living. I got a job at the open pit mine, first as an assistant, and little by little I mastered the profession of a machinist. And that's how I work. When I was choosing a profession, well, I was probably guided more by advice from my parents and relatives. My own uncle studied to be a mine surveyor. My grandfather worked at the Tyrganskaya mine, literally 100 meters from here. My other grandfather was head of the mechanical shop at the Zimenko mine, a kilometer from here. The whole region's tied to coal, so every family is tied to coal. Kuzbas is unique for its variety of coal grades and the geological conditions of the coal seams. Coal is separated like a gemstone, extracting all valuable components, then classified and dried. From the open pit mine, the coal goes to the washing plant. By the way, it turns 70 next year. Next, the raw material is fully processed. We lower the ash and moisture. Then, the finished concentrate is shipped to the consumer. The washing plant fully processes coal from the Prokopyevsky open pit mine, plus a small volume from the Stepanovsky pit of Sibenergo-Ugol. Monthly, over 130,000 tons of coal are delivered to the plant. The company is developing and planning its future, and young people are always welcome here to pass on all the accumulated experience to them. Of course, there must be a succession of generations, a new shift, so that we, who will be retiring soon, can pass our experience to our young specialists. Guys from technical colleges and institutes, let's say, know only the theory, right? Theoretical enrichment processes, what goes in, what should come out in theory. But in practice, everything happens differently. That is why we finish training them here, and they turn into normal, competent specialists. Besides work, I have a small hobby, mountain snowmobiling. I try not to miss a weekend. We ride around Kuzbas, Luzhba, Sheregesh. I disconnect, in principle, from any work issues. I try to dedicate this day entirely to rest. Our country is among the world leaders in coal reserves, production and exports. This is largely the merit of Kuzbas, where about 50% of Russia's black gold is mined. People in working professions are the foundation of the Russian Federation's economy. They are the ones developing our plants and factories, creating our industry. They create new technologies. These are the people without whom our country cannot develop quickly and energetically or compete in the global market. Without these people, we cannot fulfill the task set by the president to occupy a position worthy of Russia in the New World Order as a great power. The capital of Kuzbas is the city of Kemerovo. It is a major industrial center with developed energy, machine building, and chemical production. A powerful industrial industry began here with one of the oldest city-forming enterprises, the Kemerovo coke chemical plant. Joint stock company Cox celebrated its centennial jubilee in 2024. Over 100 years, a small enterprise founded a giant industrial metallurgical holding. During the Great Patriotic War, they began producing electrode coke here for aircraft construction. In those years, more than 2,000 factory workers went to the front from Koksokim, and those who remained on watch at the coke batteries provided the country's defense industry with coke, machined grenade casings, and collected funds to build an aviation squadron. Today, PJSC Koks is Russia's largest producer of merchant coke. The city of Kemerovo is the capital of the mining region. It is currently undergoing intensive development. New neighborhoods and parks are being built. At one time, they said the plant was inside the city limits. But we know the city is expanding, and the city has merged into the plant's boundaries. Looking at the plant from the outside, I see that it is beautiful. People also say we have a cloud manufacturing plant. If the plant is working, it means there is confidence in tomorrow. The Kemerovo plant is one of the most environmentally clean coke chemical production facilities in the world. Coke is coal processed at high temperatures without access to oxygen. Coal arrives at the plant, where it is unloaded in the coal preparation shop and then fed to the coke batteries. Behind me is a Larry car, where the coal charge fed into the coking chamber reaches a temperature of 1050 degrees and is subsequently shipped to the consumer.
И в дальнейшем отгружается потребителю.
Coking is a complex processing process, but at Koksokim they speak of it simply. This work has no equal. It is unique in the world. If women in the kitchen bake pies, then men, in the brutal male profession of a coke chemist, produce metallurgical coke. It is even called a pie, which bakes in the oven for a certain amount of time until fully cooked. Coke like ours is unique in Russia in terms of quality. Now we are observing the operation of pushing coke from the oven. The pusher ram has pushed out the coke. Next, the quenching car travels to quench the coke. I remember that first sensation and the delight when the coke pie was pushed out at coke battery number 5. My jaw dropped. It was just wow. The impressions were unforgettable. They are etched in my memory for life. Thanks to this processing, the coal turns into a solid, porous mass, from which volatile substances and all excess impurities have been removed. This is the recipe for the ideal fuel, absolutely essential for the metallurgical industry to smelt pig iron. I am a chemical engineer by education. When I was studying, the plant provided a placement specifically for the summer break. I worked conscientiously, management appreciated my labor, and I began training as a heating control foreman for coke ovens, working in hot areas. I have 23 people under my command.
Доброе утро. Смену принял. Квадыч готов. Кто? К-38? Фокс-Ватан готов.
And this is my workplace, where I monitor the temperature and hydraulic regime of the coke batteries. I monitor coke gas consumption and log the data. Every year, the plant produces about 2.5 million tons of coke, which is used as fuel for blast furnaces. Benzene and coal tar serve as raw materials for the chemical industry. About 80 professional dynasties work at the enterprise. My father, my brother and I constantly cross paths, since we work in the gas group division. My father works as a repair fitter, my brother works as a coke oven gas man, and I work as a heating foreman. When they went to study away from the plant, I already thought they would come back to the plant. When I realized that they would be here, well, it's a joy to have them nearby. Still, you watch over them a bit, give a hint here and there. Now, it seems to me, they no longer need my advice. They have already achieved more on their own than I have. I am proud of my sons. After getting a job at the enterprise, I haven't regretted it for a single day. A large team, constantly new technology, you can always improve something, bring benefit to the enterprise, and naturally, if you benefit the enterprise, you benefit the country. Young people join every year. They come constantly. It is very important when youth arrive. They bring new ideas, new thoughts, new movements. We have a very serious social policy. Sports are developed in all directions. Young people prove themselves everywhere, developing and sharing ideas. And we pass knowledge from generation to generation. My hobby, which I still maintain, is basketball. I started playing back in my school days. I play for the Coke Shop team, where we take prize-winning places year after year. On the court, I am naturally an attacker. If we draw parallels between work and sports, then this is where the mental aspect lies. You need to think tactically several months, or maybe even years ahead. Planning work, improving technologies, to make the labor of the operating personnel easier. My calling is Kemerovo Koksokim. I believe these are the best young people. The best youth are those who stay to work and study where they were born, dedicating their lives to their native city, their native region. This is the elite of the Russian Federation. Another city of Labor Valor is Novokuznetsk, located in the south of the Kemerovo region. It is the largest city by area and the second by population in Kuzbas, a powerful industrial center of Siberia, home to the steel giant, the West Siberian metallurgical plant. Steel production in Kuzbas began back in 1929, when the Kuznetsk metallurgical combine was built. The poet Vladimir Mayakovsky even wrote about it. I know a city will be, I know a garden will bloom, when such people exist in the Soviet land. During the Great Patriotic War, they did everything possible here to hasten victory. They produced about 6 million tons of pig iron and over 8 million tons of steel. And then, in 1964, a second plant appeared, the West Siberian Metallurgical Plant. 13,000 people worked simultaneously on this grand construction site, a record for Western Siberia. Today, both enterprises are united into a single mining and metallurgical holding, Evraz, where they produce rolled metal for the construction, railway and industrial sectors. The first time I saw the scale of the enterprise was during my third year of practice at the technical college. They brought us here as students. The scale amazed us back then. A huge number of people working, buildings. You could say it's a city within a city. When I finished studying, I was immediately drafted into the army and served. I came back and had to get settled somewhere, go to work. I submitted documents for a job, and they offered me the profession of a blast furnace keeper. Our enterprise is a city-forming enterprise. His choice was obvious. Konstantin has determination and curiosity. He seeks new knowledge, and he succeeds. Iron men and fiery people must work here in the blast furnace shop, because this is hot production. We are currently at the cast house, where the smelting products are tapped. The main work falls on the keepers of the blast furnace. Just a year ago, I myself worked as a keeper. I monitored the separation of smelting products and cast the slag and iron. All work took place on the cast house floor, directly with hot metal, opening and closing the tap holes, maintaining the runners. The main process takes place here in the blast furnace. The output is liquid slag and cast iron. The slag absorbs all harmful impurities, and then, using a siphon-type skimmer, we separate the slag from the iron and send the pure metal for further processing. The blast furnace shop is a key division, the trendsetter for the life of the combine in principle. Without cast iron, further production development basically does not exist. Over 60 years, we have covered a serious path in terms of development and improvement of blast furnace production technology. Today, the blast furnace shop team has reached unique indicators for blast furnace workers in the Russian Federation, and in principle for global blast furnace practice. We have achieved a reduction in coke consumption to 350-360 kilograms per ton of pig iron. The West Siberian metallurgical plant is a leading manufacturer of rails for railway main lines, subways and tramways in Russia and the CIS. One of the country's largest producers of long products, rebar, square and round billets. Evraz products are sold in Russia and other countries. And this is the basic oxygen furnace shop, where liquid iron turns into steel. It is cast, then cut, cooled and sent to the consumer.
Охлаждается и отправляется потребителю.
Currently, my position is a blast furnace gas man. The main work, so to speak, is managing the blast furnace parameters. Hello, blast furnace number 3. Close oxygen by 1000. Thank you. Also rounds and inspection of two-year stocks. There, we visually, that is, we can say we see inside, how the blast furnace is working, the combustion zone. We treat blast furnaces in a special way. For us, I can definitely state, they are animate. These are, roughly speaking, our 3 ladies, girls whom we love, value and respect. To work in blast furnace production, one must first of all definitely have the desire and fall in love with blast furnaces. And everything else is in my hands and in the hands of my line managers. Yes, many technologies and innovations have been implemented, but the work, in fact, today remains in the not simple category, but therein lies its own beauty and charm. After a shift, the guys and girls walk, truly, with their heads held high. We are furnace men, and we didn't just spend a 12-hour shift for nothing. We gave a part of ourselves to our beauties, the blast furnaces. I am married. Not long ago, a little daughter arrived. Well, there is no limit to the joy, of course. First child, after all. From work, you could say, I run home to see her as soon as possible. There's a park outside. There are beautiful places there, too. We walk there daily with my wife and child. Well, honestly, I get goosebumps when I hear this. How she babbles, when she smiles, seeing her smile. I want, of course, to be the best father for her, to do everything for her, so that she will be a happy, successful person. Today, Kuzbas is in the top 10 best regions of the country regarding the employment of graduates from secondary vocational education. Today, the demand at enterprises for such specialists is colossal. We are creating all the conditions so that young people enter these specialties and obtain them. New times pose new, interesting tasks. Advanced equipment. progress, and at the same time, the opportunity to gain invaluable knowledge from mentors. This is no longer just a prospect, but a reality for those who choose working professions today.
Рабочие специальности.
The production itself is interesting, how coal is mined. I love my job and I come here with great pleasure. Metallurgy is what we live by. Here, there is confidence in tomorrow. Young people at the enterprise are a reliable contribution to the development of the plant and the country.